In my micro 50 wattage when I'm doing these waves today. 107.50 watts. When Tupperware first came out with a stack cooker, this is our current color that I encourage you to get. I can help you get it for free or half price. But this is my color. It was an exclusive color Tupperware came out with shortly after the stack cookers. In that time, it's white. And I'm going to tell you, the one part calls for Ritz crackers. My husband has requested graham crackers, chocolate covered graham crackers. So that's the way I'm going to do mine. Okay. All right. Pretzel rods. I had the pretzel rods over here on the stove because this is my setup. You can use your silicone, I'm trying to remember what they called it, baking mat, which is fabulous. We had it released just recently. Or, and it's not available right now, the silicone baking sheet with sides. So anything like that. If you don't have your Tupperware yet, use parchment paper. But I prefer these because then no money spent on all of those disposable things they tell you to use. We're going to start with 4 blocks of almond bark, and then we're just going to use them to dip the pretzel rods. My microwave cuts out my phone when it's working, and it makes, so we're just going to, I'll be back. The only way you're going to know if your chocolate is melting is by touching it and moving it. It does not change forms until you do that. Okay, so what's neat about this, why is this say you can do it so quickly? 5 recipes in this short amount of time. It is because you literally are starting, you're never stopping to wash your container. You're literally, starting with white chocolate and then going to the dark chocolate, it's not focusing, later. And so you're never stopping to wash. My talent is not in dipping. I think if I use shorter ones. I've done this before, but it's been a while. Okay, the other thing that's your important tool, and see, your technique will be better. I broke this one. Let me try it on purpose. So the other important tool is the silicone spatula. Our awesome, heat-resistant silicone spatula that, there we go, that looks better. Those are the only 2 tools you need. It's the large of the stack cooker, the 3-quart, the silicone spatula. Now I'm going to dip some more of my pretzel bars, my pretzel rods, and we'll go on to the next step. So I find this is working well for me. I don't want the whole pretzel covered. I like pretzels plain, and so this is my version of dipping them. And to me, that's working well. I'm going to finish up. Do it the way you like. But I'd slept since the last time I did these, and I found I really don't like dipping the whole thing in. So I was trying to remember how I did this years ago. The one I used and do a lot in here is the peanut cluster ones. That's my husband loves. We're beginning the next recipe of Colorful Rocky Road, and we'll start by melting 4 more of the white almond bark. Okay, I think I have it perfection. Can you see? Okay, you see it really doesn't change shape till you touch it, so I just kept reaching in and touching it with my wonderful silicone spatula. This one is many years old. Now we're going to stir in, double check myself, the mini marshmallows. We're going to stir in the peanuts and the small amount of peanuts and the mini M&Ms. And this is just called Colorful Rocky Road. And then that's all there is to it. See how simple that is? Then I'm going to take a spoon real quick and drop them onto the silicone mat. And you don't need to see me do that. Or you could use whatever tool works great for you. Maybe some of you can suggest it. I think that stirred up pretty good. Okay, the next one is 3 blocks of, it's the peanut dips or, peanut clusters. So I'm going to go melt this and stir in the peanuts. Oh, when it gets out, actually, the first thing I'll do is put a little bit on the pretzel rods if you want to. Put some chocolate on your pretzel rods. Chocolate. This is a chocolate and the white. And you see how the silicone spatula does a great job cleaning everything off the side of the bowl of my casserole. It is fabulous. Make sure it's all smooth. Everything's melted and mixed, and work quickly before it starts to harden and drizzle. If you want to, I had to move my chocolate over onto another table. And if you want to, you can drizzle. I'm sure I know people who are better drizzlers. But my main concern is getting my peanut clusters and my peanuts in here. Because that's something we both love at this house. And let me, as they say, plate these, make my clusters and get them done. And you don't need it. So I'm about ready to grab the spoon and drop those. They're done. The reason you want a great tip, even if you use other recipes and go on and do fancy chocolate, a tip I think I find it's wonderful is you're going from the white to the chocolate, as I mentioned, so that you aren't stopping to wash this. And the reason you don't want to stop to wash it is any moisture can cause your chocolate to harden and to go amiss. I start again, and after I melt it, I'm just going to stir in my potato chips. If anything gets too hard before you get it out, I've just been making a discard bowl. I'm sure you can find a taker. Now I've been reaching in and touching it, and so I said it doesn't change until you actually physically stir it. I was touching it and it was flattening because that's how I'd know it was getting done. At 50% power on my 1250 microwave, I'm finding 2 minutes is the right amount. But I still check it, as I get to that 2 minutes. So once you do a little bit with your microwave, you're going to know what's right for your wattage of your microwave. Whether it's an old microwave or a new microwave makes a difference too. I'm finding also on that Rocky Road recipe, the colorful with the marshmallows, I wish I hadn't put quite so many marshmallows in. It says 2 cups plus. Nah, I would write it 2. And it just doesn't quite have enough chocolate in it to make it all stick. So that's why I didn't pour all of my chips in. Plus, I'm not positive of my measurements. If I had a true 6 ounces of chips. Okay. They say this is supposed to look flaky. I think this is one that they call haystacks that you'll see done. There's variations all over the internet and cookbooks of all times how to do these. But this is just a quick way to do 5 different, a variety for your Christmas and make it feel festive in your house. Even if you're trying to stay away from chocolate, or candies, just need a little something to make everything seem festive. Okay, I'm going to go dump these out. Not pretty, but they're done. I may have had too many chips in there. I didn't like. Okay, this last one is just melting the chocolate same way you've done before. The recipe says use Ritz crackers and in your chocolate to add a bunch of peppermint oil. Well, my husband really hates peppermint oil, and he requested graham crackers. So I don't like dipping, so as you saw earlier, this is our compromise. And since that doesn't look Christmassy, how about that? Now, not the way you're going to do it, I'm sure, but I hope that gives you the idea. And I think they're going to taste awesome. Because who doesn't love a chocolate coated graham cracker? The hard part is just the dipping. And you could drizzle. Are you a better drizzler than I am? Get some prettier sprinkles. Merry, Merry Christmas. Let me show you what I have done.